Mega Evolution was first introduced in Pokemon X and Y, yet only 3 trainers use it. Lysander, who Mega Evolves as Gyarados, Diantha, who Mega Evolves her Gardevoir, and Korrina, who Mega Evolves her Lucario. It's wild to me that Game Freak wouldn't have their gym leaders showcase this brand new mechanic, but hey, that's where I come in. And since I'm fixing these gym leaders specifically for X and Y, nothing from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire or later generations will be included here. And with that established, let's make our way to the Santalune City Gym. Viola is a professional photographer who also happens to be a bug-type gym leader. Her gym doubles as an art gallery upstairs and an OSHA nightmare downstairs. You slide down a silk rope and land on webs strung 20 feet in the air. One wrong step and you'll be wrapped up for dinner, Hobbit style. In X and Y, Viola has a Surskit at level 10 who knows the moves Bubble, Water Sport, and Quick Attack, and her ace Vivillon at level 12 who knows the moves Harden, Tackle, and Infestation. My goal isn't to make Viola impossible to defeat, but I do want to bump up the difficulty just enough so that new players aren't completely overwhelmed, but seasoned Pokemon fans feel like it's a challenge. And with that being said, let's see what Viola's improved team will be. Spinarak, level 10, with the Swarm ability, holding an Oranberry with the moves Poison Sting, String Shot, Constrict, and Infestation. Surskit, level 12, with the Swift Swim ability, holding an Oranberry with the moves Bubble, Quick Attack, Rain Dance, and Infestation. And finally, Viola's ace, Vivillon, level 13 with the Compound Eyes ability, holding a Cobra Berry with the moves Stun Spore, Gust, Struggle Bug, and Infestation. One easy and obvious way to bump up the difficulty is by giving Viola a third Pokemon, and since you literally have to walk across hanging webs to reach her, Spinarak feels like the perfect fit. It's not especially powerful, but if Poison Sting lands, you could find yourself poisoned early on. That small status setback is enough to make new trainers sweat if they didn't buy antidotes. Surskit, meanwhile, gets the moves it should have always had. Infestation locks you in, while Rain Dance doubles its speed with Swift Swim and powers up Bubble. The Rain also weakens Fire-type attacks, which doesn't matter much for Surskit itself, but sets the stage for Viola's ace to shine. And that ace, of course, is Vivillon. With base 89 speed and base 90 special attack, it's already strong for a first gym. Under the Rain, even your fire types struggle. Compound Eyes pushes Stun Spore's accuracy from 75% to near perfect, almost guaranteeing paralysis. Gust covers bug resistances, Struggle Bug weakens your special attack, and if you came in with a flying type thinking that's your safe answer, the Cobra Berry will cut your damage the first time you connect. All of this combines to make Vivillon a genuine threat without being unfair. Once you've defeated Viola, she will award you with the Bug Badge and the TM for Infestation. She will also award you with a Cobra Berry that you can either have one of your Pokemon hold, or you can plant in the berry fields a little later in the game. And now that we've exterminated Viola, let's move on to the Cyllage City Gym. When it comes to challenging Grant in Cyllage City, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. But not because I want to be known as the man who would walk 1,000 miles to fall down at the door of his gym, but rather, I would do it because Game Freak did not pace this part of their game well. We go from Viola's ace being level 12 to Grant's ace being level 25. In all of that time traveling through Kalos, we've gained the experience share, added a Kanto starter to our team, caught a Snorlax, ridden a Rhyhorn, had our first run-in with Team Flare, and revived a fossil of our choice, yet Grant still only has 2 Pokemon! And those 2 Pokemon are Amara, at level 25, who knows Aurora Beam, Rock Tomb, Thunder Wave, and Takedown, and his ace, Tyrant, at level 25, who knows Rock Tomb, Bite, and Stomp. With that being said, let's see what Grant's improved team will be. Tyrant, at level 25, with the Strong Jaw ability, holding an Oranberry with the moves Stealth Rock, Roar, Bite, and Rock Tomb. Relicanth, level 25, with the Rockhead ability, holding an Oranberry with the moves Mud Sport, Water Gun, Yawn, and Rock Tomb. And finally, Grant's ace, Amara, level 26, with the Refrigerate ability, holding a Choppleberry with the moves Thunder Wave, Takedown, Aurora Beam, and Ancient Power. Tyrant sets the tone right away by laying down Stealth Rock, punishing every switch-in with chip damage, and if you think you can just stay in to avoid it, Tyrant's Roar will shuffle your team around and force the damage anyway. Bite is boosted by Strongjaw and carries the chance to flinch, while Rock Tomb hits hard with stab damage and lowers speed, making it that much easier for Grant's team to keep control of the battle. And since Grant's identity revolves around fossil Pokemon, Aerodactyl felt tempting, but it would have been way too powerful for a second gym. Relicanth, however, will more than suffice as a replacement, since it's thought to have been long extinct until it was discovered relatively recently within modern Pokemon history. It's physically bulky, has water coverage against ground types, and Yawn can put your Pokemon to sleep, forcing tough decisions about whether to stay in or switch out and eat more Stealth Rock damage. Finally, we have Amara as Grant's ace. Don't let its cute design fool you, this thing is dangerous. Thunder Wave cripples your speed, Aurora Beam hits with stab damage, and Ancient Power has the scary chance to boost all of Amara's stats. And thanks to Refrigerate, Takedown turns into a powerful Ice-type attack that deals massive damage, especially against grass and ground types you might be relying on. And if you came in with a fighting type to exploit Amara's 4x weakness, its Chople Berry ensures it can survive at least one super effective hit and strike back. Once you've beaten Grant, he will award you with the Cliff Badge and the TM for Rock Tomb. He will also award you a single Chople Berry, so you can do with that as you wish. And now that we've crushed Grant, let's move on to the Shalour City Gym. One thing I love that Game Freak did with Korrina is tie her directly into the story. We first meet her on Route 5 when one of her Lucario runs up to check on us. Later in Geosenge Town, she challenges us, using both of her Lucario. Finally, in Shalour City's Tower of Mastery, she and her grandfather oversee our rival battle for the Mega Ring. Only after that build-up do we finally get to challenge her as a gym leader. Korrina will be the person who introduces us to Mega Evolution, but she only does that after we beat her in a gym battle. In X and Y, she uses Mienfoo level 29 with the moves Power Up Punch, Fake Out, and Double Slap. Machoke level 28 with the moves Power Up Punch, Rock Tomb, and Leer, and her ace Hawlucha level 32 with the moves Flying Press, Hone Claws, and Power Up Punch. I always found it odd that she doesn't use Lucario in her gym battle, but you could argue that you've already faced two of her Lucario, and knowing where the story is going, you'll be facing Lucario again very shortly, this time being capable of Mega Evolution, but I'd still love to see Lucario be part of her gym team. But with that being said, let's see what Korrina's improved team will be. Lucario, level 30, with the Inner Focus ability, holding a Citrus Berry with the moves Quick Attack, Metal Claw, Bone Rush, and Power Up Punch. Machoke, level 31 with the Guts ability, holding an Oran Berry with the moves Focus Energy, Karate Chop, Rock Tomb, and Power Up Punch. And finally, Korrina's ace, Hawlucha, level 32 with the Unburden ability, holding a Roselli Berry with the moves Aerial Ace, Fling, Flying Press, and Power Up Punch. Leading with Lucario feels right given how much it's already tied into Korrina's story. With a base 110 attack, even a single boost from Power Up Punch lets Metal Claw and Bone Rush hit dangerously hard. Its Steel typing gives it some unique resistances, but it also leaves it vulnerable to other fighting types, so there's still room for counterplay. Machoke adds another layer of threat. Thanks to Guts, if you inflict a status, whether on purpose or by accident, it only powers Machoke up further. Combine that with Focus Energy to raise its crit rate, and Karate Chop's naturally high crit chance, and suddenly every hit feels risky. Rock Tomb hits for super effective damage against flying types, while also offering neutral damage to psychic types. And finally, we get to Hawlucha, one of the most fitting aces for a fighting type leader. With a base 118 speed and the Unburden ability, it can double its speed once it consumes its Roselli Berry. That berry will trigger if you use a fairy type move against it, or Hawlucha can use Fling, chucking the berry at your Pokemon, thus triggering Unburden. Flying Press itself is one of the coolest moves in the series. It deals both fighting and flying type damage at the same time, so depending on your team, it might hit in ways you don't expect. Combined with Aerial Ace for guaranteed accuracy, Hawlucha cements itself as a high-speed, high-pressure ace that leaves a big impression when challenging the Kalos League. Once you've beaten Korrina, she will award you with the Rumble Badge and the TM for Power Up Punch. She will also hand you a Roselli Berry that you can add to your berry garden. And finally, she'll show you all about Mega Evolution back at the Tower of Mastery, and she'll gift you your very own Lucario. And now that we've knocked out Korrina, let's move on to the Coumarine City Gym. With X and Y being the first 3D Pokemon games, I loved how they let us ride Pokemon in the overworld. Riding Skidoo on Route 12 was a blast, and climbing a massive tree to reach Ramos is fitting for a Grass-type gym leader. But I do wish his gym would have been on the ranch instead, especially since he has a Go-Go as his ace. In X and Y, Ramos' team is Jumpluff, level 30 with the moves Grass Knot, Acrobatics, and Leech Seed. Weepinbell, level 31 with the moves Grass Knot, Acid, Poison Powder, and Gastro Acid. And his ace Go-Goat, level 34 with the moves Grass Knot, Bulldoze, and Takedown. Since Mega Evolution is introduced by this point in the game, it feels like a missed opportunity that none of the later gym leaders use it. And maybe Game Freak avoided it because no Kalos Pokemon could Mega Evolve at the time, or maybe they wanted to keep the Kalos native Pokemon as the leader's aces, such as Vivillon for Viola and Hawlucha for Korrina and so on. However, I think there's a way you can have the gym leaders have a Mega Evolved Pokemon on their team and still keep a Kalos native Pokemon as their ace. So, with that being said, let's find out what Ramos' team will be. Venusaur, level 32, with the Overgrow ability, holding the Venusaurite, which upon Mega Evolving will then gain Thick Fat as its ability, with the moves Leech Seed, Poison Powder, Venoshock, and Grass Knot. Jumpluff, level 34, with the Chlorophyll ability, holding a Citrus Berry, with the moves Sunny Day, Sleep Powder, Aerial Ace, and Grass Knot. And finally, Ramos' ace, Go-Goat, level 35, with the Sap Sipper ability, holding an Aqua Berry with the moves Synthesis, Takedown, Rock Slide, and Grass Knot. You could argue a Mega should always be a trainer's ace, but I disagree. I like that the X and Y gym leaders keep their Kalos native Pokemon as their aces. That's why Ramos opens with Mega Venusaur instead. And thanks to a base 123 defense and a base 120 special defense, plus Thick Fat, cutting, fire, and ice type damage, this thing is a tank. Combine that with Leech Seed and Poison Powder feeding into Venoshock, and Mega Venusaur becomes a brutal wall. Bring a fast, strong, flying, or steel type if you want to stand a chance against this Mega level threat. Jumpluff enters the fray wanting to set up Sunny Day, which will double its speed thanks to its Chlorophyll ability. And sure, the sun boosts fire-type moves, but that's where Sleep Powder comes in, putting your would-be counters to sleep while attacking with Stab, Aerial Ace, and Grass Knot. Kalos has a lot of banger Pokemon, but one of my favorites is Go-Go, and I love that Ramos shows this Pokemon as his ace in X and Y. Its base 123 HP means that Go-Go can soak up a lot of hits, and with its base 100 attack and 97 special attack, it can dish out both powerful moves on either the physical or special side. Takedown and Grass Knot will hit hard, and Rock Slide can take out the newest fire flying threat of Gen 6, Talonflame, while also dealing with other fire types such as Charizard. And in case you are trying to take advantage of the sun still being up by using a fire-type move on Go-Goat, the Aqua Berry will weaken the first fire move you use against it. If the sun is indeed still up from Jumpluff, then Synthesis will restore Go-Goat's HP completely. In short, don't stall or play around, because if you hesitate, Go-Goat will mow you down like an overgrown lawn. And once you've beaten Ramos, he will award you with the Plant Badge and the TM for Grass Knot. He will also hand you an Aqua Berry, complete with instructions on how to grow more for yourself. And now that you've uprooted Ramos, let's move on to the Lumiose City Gym. When you first enter Lumiose City, most of it's blocked off due to a power outage. Luckily, Professor Sycamore's lab is still open because I need that Bulbasaur! And once the power is restored and the city's lights are back on, we can finally head to Prism Tower to face the city's electric-type specialist, Clemont. To reach him, you'll have to play a Jeopardy-style quiz game hosted by his little sister, Bonnie. After some amusing sibling banter, Clemont is ready to battle. And in X and Y, Clemont's team is Emolga, level 35, with the moves Volt Switch, Quick Attack, and Aerial Ace. Magneton, level 35, with the moves Thunderbolt, Electric Terrain, and Mirror Shot, and its ace, Heliolisk, level 37, with the moves Thunderbolt, Quick Attack, and Grass Knot. If there's one thing I learned from Elise's battle in Black and White, it's that Emolga can be surprisingly tough, though a solid ground type should handle it, while your Mega Lucario can deal with Magneton and Heliolisk. With that being said, let's see what Clemont's improved team will be. Ampharos, level 36, with the Static ability, holding an Ampharosite, which upon Mega Evolving will then gain Mold Breaker as its ability, with the moves Charge, Dragon Pulse, Power Gem, and Thunderbolt. Rotom, level 37, with the Levitate ability, holding a Sticky Barb, with the moves Trick, Thunderwave, Shadow Ball, and Volt Switch. Magneton, level 37, with the Sturdy ability, holding a Citrus Berry, with the moves Electric Terrain, Tri-Attack, Mirror Shot, and Thunderbolt. And finally, Clemont's ace, Heliolisk, level 38, with the Sand Veil ability, holding a Shucka Berry, with the moves Mud Slap, Hidden Power Flying, Grass Knot, and Thunderbolt. Clemont's gym takes place at the top of a tower, and I feel that Ampharos fits perfectly on Clemont's team as a throwback to the Ampharos in the lighthouse in Olivine City in Gold and Silver. Prism Tower may not be a lighthouse, but you could picture his Ampharos at the top, its tail glowing like a beacon shining over Lumiose City. Mega Ampharos' impressive base 165 special attack means that taking a Dragon Pulse, a Power Gem, or a Thunderbolt could potentially wipe out one or more of your Pokemon if not dealt with quickly. With Rotom being here, I'm kind of bending my own rules. These teams are supposed to be built in such a way that they could have been viable when X and Y were released, which means that Clemont, being the inventor of the Rotom decks in Sun and Moon, wouldn't have been thought of yet, but I feel this retroactive fact is too good to not incorporate in this video. Rotom's Levitate means that ground-type moves don't affect it. Trick, with Sticky Barbs, allows Rotom to offload its damaging item onto your Pokemon while stealing whatever item it was holding, and since Shadow Ball and Volt Switch aren't contact moves, Rotom doesn't have to worry about reacquiring the Sticky Barb. Magneton thrives with Electric Terrain. Not only does it boost electric moves, which are already scary with Magneton's base 120 special attack, but it also prevents non-flying, non-levitating Pokemon from being put to sleep. Add in Tri-Attack for status coverage, and this menage a trois of magnets becomes a serious mid-battle threat. Finally, Heliolisk enters with a major upgrade. With Mud Slap, it can now deal with Steel types, and while the move isn't very powerful, its accuracy drops can help this Pokemon stay in the game. Hidden Power Flying deals with fighting types, while Grass Knot provides coverage against ground types. Even if you manage to land a ground type attack, its Shucka Berry will reduce the damage of the first hit. And once you've beaten Clemont, he will award you with the Voltage Badge and the TM for Thunderbolt. He will also hand you a Shucka Berry that you can then plant and harvest in your garden. And now that we've short-circuited Clemont, let's move on to the Laverre City Gym. With Fairy types debuting in X and Y, it made sense for Game Freak to spotlight the new type with the Gym Leader, and who better than Valerie? To showcase the change, older Pokemon like Clefairy and Snubbull were retconned as Fairy types, while lines like Ralts and Mr. Mime gained Fairy as a secondary typing. And of course, the poster child for Fairy's introduction was the brand new evolution Sylveon, Valerie's ace. Unfortunately, Valerie's in-game team doesn't do Fairy types justice. Mawile, despite being the dual Steel Fairy type, doesn't have a single Fairy type move, or even an offensive Steel type move. It would have been the perfect chance to show off Play Rough, especially since Mawile could have learned it by now via a move reminder. Instead, Valerie's team was Mawile, level 38, with the moves Feint Attack, Crunch, and Iron Defense, Mr. Mime, level 39, with the moves Light Screen, Reflect, Psychic, and Dazzling Gleam, and our ace Sylveon, level 42, with the moves Dazzling Gleam, Quick Attack, Swift, and Charm. Not exactly an intimidating introduction to a brand new type. To me, the best way to showcase the Fairy type would have been to make Valerie a double battle gym leader. The TM she gives you is Dazzling Gleam, which already hits both opposing Pokemon, and plenty of Fairy types introduced in Kalos have abilities that shine in double battles. Florges with Flower Veil, Aromatisse with Healer, and Slurpuff with Sweet Veil. It feels like a missed opportunity, which is exactly why I'm making Valerie into a double battle gym leader. And with that being said, let's see what Valerie's improved team will be. Mawile, level 40 with the Intimidate ability, holding a Mawile Light, which upon Mega Evolving will then gain huge power as its ability, with the moves Vice Grip, Crunch, Iron Head, and Play Rough. Mr. Mime, level 41 with the Filter ability, holding a Light Clay with the moves Light Screen, Reflect, Psychic, and Dazzling Gleam. And finally, Valerie's Aces. Aromatisse, level 43 with the Healer ability, holding a Kabia Berry with the moves Aromatic Mist, Heal Pulse, Calm Mind, and Dazzling Gleam. And Sylveon, level 43 with the Cute Charm ability, holding a Kabia Berry with the moves Quick Attack, Psyshock, Shadow Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. Leading with Mega Mawile and Mr. Mime lets Valerie open aggressively while also establishing control. Mawile's Intimidate lowers both opponents' attack stats right away, softening physical threats. Once it Mega Evolves, Huge Power doubles its attack, turning Play Rough and Iron Head into terrifying nukes. Mr. Mime complements this perfectly by setting up dual screens, with Light Clay extending them to 8 turns. Psychic and Dazzling Gleam keep it from being passive, but its real strength is enabling Mawile to stay on the field long enough to wreak havoc. Aromatisse and Sylveon act as Valerie's dual aces, shining brightest when they're on the field together. Aromatisse plays the Cleric role with Heal Pulse, while Aromatic Mist boosts the special defense stat of an ally. Calm Mind turns it from a pure support into a legitimate offensive presence, letting Dazzling Gleam threaten both opponents at once. Meanwhile, Sylveon brings raw offensive pressure. Its high special attack makes Dazzling Gleam, Psyshock, and Shadow Ball a versatile trio of attacks. With Aromatisse backing it up, Sylveon becomes very difficult to take down, and thanks to their Kabia Berries, both can survive a Poison-type hit before retaliating. Together, these pairs showcase what fairy types are all about: disruption, durability, and dazzling double battle synergy. Valerie's gym isn't just a fight against one strong ace, it's a coordinated performance where every member of her team plays a role. And once you've beaten Valerie, she will award you with the Fairy Badge and the TM for Dazzling Gleam. She will also hand you a Kabia Berry so that you may guard your elegance against those who try to poison it. And now that we've disenchanted Valerie, let's move on to the Anistar City gym. With Poison being my favorite type, Psychic has never been high on my list, but I can't deny it's had some iconic trainers: Sabrina and Kanto, Tate and Liza and Hoenn, Caitlyn of the Unova Elite Four. Olympia though, she rarely comes to mind, except when I think about her gym's design, which I believe is one of the coolest in all of Pokemon. I love that her gym looks like a cozy home until you step into the center and suddenly the room blows apart to reveal the vastness of space. Galaxies twinkle overhead, a comet streaks across the sky, and constellations shaped like Pokemon glow in the darkness. It's an amazing setting for what is unfortunately a pretty forgettable gym leader. In X and Y, Olympia's team is Sigilyph, level 44, with the moves Psychic, Air Slash, Light Screen, and Reflect. Slowking, level 45, with the moves Psychic, Calm Mind, Power Gem, and Yawn, and her ace Meowstic, level 48, with the moves Psychic, Calm Mind, Fake Out, and Shadow Ball. I will give Olympia this: she's the only Kalos gym leader whose Pokemon all have 4 moves. So congratulations on that one, Olympia! And with that being said, let's see what Olympia's improved team will be. Alakazam, level 46 with the Synchronize ability, holding an Alakazite, which upon Mega Evolving will then gain Trace as its ability, with the moves Psychic, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, and Calm Mind. Gothitelle, level 47 with the Competitive ability, holding a Citrus Berry, with the moves Trick Room, Psychic, Energy Ball, and Calm Mind. Slowking, level 48 with the Oblivious ability, holding Leftovers, with the moves Yawn, Psychic, Scald, and Calm Mind. And finally, Olympia's ace, Meowstic, level 50 with the Infiltrator ability, holding a Colbur Berry, with the moves Fake Out, Psyshock, Signal Beam, and Calm Mind. Alakazam is the literal definition of a glass cannon. Blindingly fast, monstrously strong, but faints at the mere sight of a Caterpie. As a lead, Mega Alakazam puts immediate pressure on your team. A fast Dark type can take it out, but watch out for Focus Mist. Sorry, I'm sorry. I mean Focus Blast. And try not to let it set up Calm Mind, or you may never make it past this Pokemon. I swapped Sigilyph for Gothitelle because it fits Olympia's theme perfectly. Its Pokedex entry in Pokemon X reads, "Starry skies, thousands of light years away, are visible in space distorted by their intense psychic power." That's literally Olympia's gym design. And with its mediocre speed, Gothitelle is perfect for Trick Room support. Calm Mind allows it to set up and become a threat, while Psychic hits hard and Energy Ball cleans up some problematic Dark types, such as Greninja, Crawdaunt, Sharpedo, and Crocodile. That Trick Room synergy flows right into Slowking. With a base 30 speed, it becomes a monster when moving first. If Yawn manages to put your Pokemon to sleep, then Slowking can set up with Calm Mind and go to town on your team with both Psychic and Scald. And don't let Scald's 30% burn chance fool you. We all know it's basically guaranteed. You know, as long as you're not already asleep. And Leftovers keeps Slowking healthy while it stalls and sets up. Finally, Meowstic enters as Olympia's ace with a fake out causing your Pokemon to flinch. From there, Calm Mind allows it to set up while Psyshock takes Meowstic's boosted special attack and lands a hard-hitting strike for physical damage, bypassing your special walls. Signal Beam covers Dark types while its Colbur Berry will reduce the damage of the first Dark type attack it takes. And once you've defeated Olympia, she will award you with the Psychic Badge and the TM for Calm Mind. She will also hand you a Colbur Berry so that you too may overcome your fear of the dark. And now that we've shattered the psyche of Olympia, let's move on to the Snowbelle City Gym. Why does every ice-related location in a Pokemon game need some sort of ice puzzle? I'm bad at puzzles, Game Freak. Just give me a straight path and let me suffer in battle, not in geometry, which I failed in the 10th grade! That being said, Wulfric's puzzle isn't too bad. It's much better than Price's puzzle from Gold and Silver, and miles better than that nightmare in Snowpoint City's gym in Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, I hate that f***ing gym. Anyway, Wulfric is the final gym leader in Kalos, and he specializes in ice types. He leads with Abomasnow, which sets up Hail, and if Game Freak wasn't going to give Wulfric its Mega Evolution, then the least they could have done is slapped an Icy Rock on it to extend the turns that Hail is active. Granted, only Avalugg really cares about the Hail, but I digress. Wulfric's team in X and Y is Abomasnow, level 56, with the moves Ice Beam, Ice Shard, and Energy Ball, Cryogonal, level 55, with the moves Ice Beam, Confuse Ray, Flash Cannon, and Hail, and his ace Avalugg, level 59, with the moves Avalanche, Crunch, Curse, and Gyro Ball. It's not a terrible team, but for the final gym leader, it feels underwhelming, especially since we've already fought Lysander and his Mega Gyarados. If the villain gets a Mega, the final gym leader should get one too. With that being said, let's see what Wulfric's improved team will be. Abomasnow, level 56, with the Snow Warning ability, holding an Abomasite, which will allow it to Mega Evolve with the moves Ice Shard, Wood Hammer, Bulldoze, and Ice Beam. Mamoswine, level 57, with the Snowcloak ability, holding a Citrus Berry with the moves Ice Shard, Ice Fang, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. Weavile, level 58, with the Pressure ability, holding a Scope Lens with the moves Metal Claw, Ice Shard, Night Slash, and Aerial Ace. Lapras, level 59, with the Shell Armor ability, holding an Icy Rock with the moves Hail, Psychic, Surf, and Ice Beam. And finally, Wulfric's ace, Avalugg, level 60, with the Ice Body ability, holding a Charty Berry with the moves Recover, Avalanche, Crunch, and Earthquake. Mega Abomasnow sets the stage, summoning Hail right away thanks to its Snow Warning ability. Bulldoze, thanks to its base 132 attack, will put the fear of Arceus in most fire types, while Wood Hammer hits like a truck. And while its speed is abysmal, if you don't deal with it quickly, things could snowball out of control fast. Mamoswine is up next, and let me just say that this massive mammoth is praying that you take out Abomasnow quickly. With its Snow Cloak ability, its evasion increases in the hail, and with such hard-hitting moves as Earthquake and Stone Edge, you're likely to not make it past this ancient threat. Weavile is Wulfric's speedy assassin. With the base 125 speed, it'll outspeed most of your team, and Scope Lens boosting Weavile's chance to land a critical hit, plus Night Slash already having a higher chance to crit, this Pokemon won't have much of a problem breaking through bulky counters. Lapras is beautiful, majestic, caring, and downright deadly. With the Icy Rock item, Hail will be extended to 8 turns. Its shell armor ensures that crits will never land when trying to attack this Pokemon, and even if you've come prepared with a fighting type, Psychic can deal with it. For everything else, Surf and Ice Beam can clean up nicely. Finally, Avalugg stands tall as Wulfric's ace. With a colossal base 184 defense, it's one of the best physical walls in the series. Recover keeps it healthy, while Avalanche and Crunch let it hit back with force. Earthquake is coverage should you bring a Fire, Rock, or Steel type to battle it, while Avalugg's Charty Berry ensures it won't drop instantly to a Power Gem or a Head Smash. Wulfric promises to show you why Avalugg is an immovable iceberg that will stop at nothing in order to sink your team. Once you've beaten Wulfric, he'll award you with the Iceberg badge and the TM for Ice Beam. He'll also hand you a Charty Berry in hopes that you too won't crack under pressure. And now that we've thawed Wulfric's team, what are your thoughts on these gym leader updates for the Kalos region? Which changes did you like most, and which ones surprised you? Let me know everything in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Pokemon content. Have a wonderful day, and may Arceus bless you.